Okay, on to the next one. On Sunday sees two teams which are currently enjoying a great run of form as Cardiff travel up to the Stadium of Light. And we're joined by Jack for Sunderland and James again for Cardiff, who James, you look a lot happier than you did 7 days ago. Anyway, as a Cardiff fan, more on that in a minute. Jack, we talked to you. How are you? Okay.
I'm good, mate. Yeah, happy to be on here as representing the Macklins.
That's right. So the results this week and the weekend have I think even surprised Sunderland fans. Would you agree?
Definitely. I mean, I think obviously QPR, you expect to go there and win, especially when they go down as 10 men. Like, you're disappointed if you don't come away from there with 3 points with the talent we've got. But then I was at Blackburn last night, and I wasn't really expecting a great deal. I was maybe thought we could nick a point. It's a lot more of an open game. Blackburn a good possession side, but then to come away from there with 3 points and 3 goals, and we've done really. And I don't even think we played that well, which shows us that of a good team. If you don't play well and win,
I was going to say the Blackburn X feed and the social media was saying that Blackburn actually for 25 minutes, if they'd taken their chances, you might have been out of sight. But then you took yours and the fluorescent adolescents, which is a good headline I read somewhere, took charge. Just talk to us how good is Jack Clarke? I mean, we've seen him in bursts for obviously the England side, but how good is he this season for you?
I mean, it's hard to describe it. He's just an incredible player. I've seen a stat earlier saying he's already on 60 progressive carries this season, 32 of them going into the box. I think the top of that stat last season was Gyökeres with 190, I believe. That's over 46 games. Jack Clarke's done that in 7. He's just such a talented footballer. He's got his own unique game that he play. Even Mowbray said in his interview last night, the first half an hour, he was actually quite annoyed with Jack Clarke because he was playing the game that he always plays, and Mowbray didn't want him to do that. It was a different type of game, but it ended up working out in the second half. It came a lot more open and suited him. I was talking to someone earlier, and they asked me, "Do you think he's the best winger in the league?" Because I know that's the thing that's been flying about a lot since last night. I think on form, it's hard to argue, really. I think it really is hard to argue. You look at other players who've, you've got Willie Nanto for Leeds, players like that, Sam Edozie for Southampton. Obviously, played in the Premier League and performed quite well in the Premier League, but on form, there's no better winger in the league than Jack Clarke right now. He's at the centre of everything we do. Already got 5 goals to his name this season. And I think we could be getting a bumper fee for him one day.
Well, yeah, you have to hold on because January they're going to come sniffing, aren't they? But yeah, and only 22 years old is astonishing. Okay, then. So we've talked about the successes of Sunderland. Where's the weakest area on the pitch for you still, despite all the improvements we've seen?
I'd still argue now, if we're just talking about this game on Sunday, because Pierre-Emerick did pick up an injury on our game against QPR, and you could notice it last night, our midfield, especially for that 20-25 minute, that onslaught you were talking about, our midfield's wide open. Blackburn were walking through as though we weren't even there. So to have that, Dan Neil, again, very, very good player, but can't do it all on his own. So to have the pair of them there is essential. So if you're looking ahead for Sunday, I'd say the weakest part is probably our midfield. As much as we can, if we can get on the ball and spray it about a bit in midfield, but we can definitely be easily cut open. Obviously, the quality of the likes of Aaron Ramsey that Cardiff have got, if they can take charge of that game in midfield, we could struggle. It's our attacking quality that will help us. Yeah, I'd say right now, due to injuries, definitely the middle of the park.
All right, let's go to Cardiff then, James. Last time we spoke last week, you were quite nervous about the South Wales derby, and I can see you're trying to fight back the smug grin on you. Let's just go back to Saturday evening for a second before we talk about Sunderland and Coventry. Talk us through that game.
Unbelievable. It just felt like the weight on the shoulders, been there, waiting to win that derby for so long, and it just felt that just as soon as the goal went in, I don't know if you watched it yourself, but wow, what a run from Ollie Tanner, and he's absolutely smashing the bottom corner, and it's just the roof just come off the place, and it was unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, it did appear that Cardiff were more up for it than Swansea. I mean, they were quicker in the tackle. their passing was slicker. Is it a case that Cardiff had turned the corner now, or was Swansea that bad?
So I think a bit of both, really. I think in the first half it was a cagey game. Both teams didn't really give much away, but I think you can expect them in a big game like that. In the second half, I think we started quite well. We started to just after half time. Tete had that shot that sort of brought the crowd to life and sort of got this game going, and then I think we sort of start to take control of it, and then in the 70th minute, then when Ollie Tanner come on, he just instant impact really.
And then fast forward then to the midweek game, Coventry huffed and puffed, but you saw them off as well. What's
So again, we started very quickly in that game, a lot quicker than I thought you were going to start, because we have been slow starters in a lot of the games this season. We went 1-0 up, very well worked goal, and we had chances to make it 2 and 3-0. Coventry got a corner and got a deflected goal, went in 1-0 half time. They come out better the second half, but luckily we got a second goal and then pushed on from there. Managed to get a third then, and then, typical Cardiff, trying to hold that 2-goal lead, and Coventry going to score within added time, 6 minutes left, but managed to hold on. I don't think the referee done us any favours, but very good win, very good 3 points.
Yeah. So the last team a team turned up to Stadium of Light, they came home being battered 5-0. You aren't the best travellers, James. So despite what we've just spoken about, how confident are you that your form's going to carry on at Sunderland on Sunday?
Sunderland are going to be a very, very difficult game. You don't go and beat Southampton 5-0 at home and then and say that's lucky. It was a very good performance. I watched that. I think we play obviously a lot different to how Southampton play. I think we play on the counter, so Sunderland will come at us, but it's just how we manage that and how we stay in the game, to be honest.
Yeah, Jack, it's not going to be 0-0, is it, this one? Just on mute, mate.
Sorry about that, but I think that's unlikely. Both sides are seeing a lot of goals this season. We score a lot. Our defence still can be a little bit shaky at times, and obviously Cardiff have scored a lot of goals themselves this season. I think the chances of a 0-0 draw, I think, very unlikely. I think it can be a bit of a goal fest, especially when James is saying there that Cardiff are a counter-attacking team. If they can nick a couple on the counter themselves, it looks like we could dominate the ball a lot, and it could be maybe an interesting game.
Right. And lastly, from both of you, what have you learnt about your side in the last 7 days then that you didn't know before? Start with you, Jack.
Just the different sort of dynamics we have within the team. That now we've got this abundance of players. We've gone from having a really, really thin squad to now we have an abundance of options, especially in the forward areas of the pitch. So you can have different ideas. So you've got Pritchard, who's a little bit more slower on the ball, passes it about, and then you've got Bradley Dack, just wants to jet forward and make something happen straight away. And on the wings as well, you've got Clark, you've got Roberts, you've got Barr, you've got Jules and Bennett. And we've got 4 strikers to choose from. So, and all of these different profiles that can hurt teams in different ways. So I think that's something different we've seen this season, the way we do actually have a plan B in a way and a plan C, even if that's necessary. So I think that's definitely something we've learned from the last couple of games.
Yeah, the teenagers have got it. You've got the youngest squad in the championship. The youngest average age starting 11 anyway from the last 2 games. Yeah, fantastic. Thank you, Jack. And James, what do we learn about Cardiff? We learned you can score goals.
I was just going to say, we can score goals. Biggest problem we had last season was scoring goals. We can fix that. I think it's easier to fix leaky defence than to score goals. Currently on statistics, we're the second highest scorers in the division. So, Sunderland obviously is going to be a tough game, but with a bit of momentum going into the game now from the win last weekend and the win in midweek, I'm confident we can get something out of the game. A draw is probably the most realistic, but you never know. These games go all different ways, so we'll see what happens.
Nice. Well, enjoy the game, fellas. I'm sure it's going to be a classic. And like I said, if it's 0-0 now, I'm very sorry for putting the. Right, we'll catch up with you next week and preview your next game. But yeah, thanks so much, folks.
Cheers, Mark. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.